Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about short stocks. Stocks being shorted by institutional and retail investors and may have the potential to run hard. So a great example of this would be GameStop. Remember that all the institutions were selling. They thought that the price of GameStop was too high. All the retail guys were buying, and then institutions and wealthier individuals started to buy. And all of that selling pressure mixed with the buying pressure and not selling drove the price up to a crazy level, and it's still way higher than it was before the short squeeze. So this video we're going to talk about a couple different stocks, that are the highest percentage shorted. So before we do that though, let's just take a minute and see exactly what short percentage of float means. So the short percentage of a float is the percentage of a company's stock that has been shorted by institutional investors compared to the number of shares a company's stock that are available to the public. In layman's terms, basically, it's the amount of people betting that the stock is going down compared to what's available. So if you have a company with 100 shares and 50 of those are short, then the stock has a short percentage float of 50%. Obviously, the higher the percent, the more people think that the stock is going down, and they're betting that it's going to go down. The more people that bet the stock is going down, the higher potential you have for a potential short squeeze. So I'm not saying that these stocks are going to turn into the next AMC or GameStop. All I'm saying is that there's a lot of short interest on these stocks, and there is a potential that they might reverse and move up quickly. And also, we got to keep in mind, too, if we're looking at the SPY, the overall market has been beaten down. So basically what you have going on here is every stock has been beaten down, but you have some that are more beaten down than others. And as the market starts to come back and people start to come back into their own trades, their own individual stocks, that previous selling pressure by the people that are shorting the stock is going to get met by the buying pressure of people buying into the stock, and it could potentially send these stocks shooting to the moon. So, not financial advice, just financial opinion. If you guys like this sort of video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I can make more of them. But anyway, we're going to jump into this, and we're going to start with the lower percentages and work our way up to the most shorted. I'm going to skip over a bunch of stocks. There's a full list, but I'm just going to go over the ones that I kind of track and I know the most about. So, first one up here is RIDE, R-I-D-E, Lordstown Motors, electric vehicles, beaten down stock, very, back in November it was up to about 32, as you can see, and it's fallen off. This blue line is the 100-day moving average. You could do 50, 100, or 200, depending on the time scale and how long-term you are. I'm just using 100-day because it's kind of in the middle of the road. But you can see that it's been trading under this 100-day moving average for a while. It popped up once or twice, maybe 3 times. But for the most part, it's just continually going down. The RSI is low. Could be a potential rise up if people continue to buy. It's way beaten down from its highs of 30, we'll say. We're at $2. So RIDE is one that I'm watching. Not necessarily a big fan of the company anymore, but could potentially short squeeze. Next one up here is Nikola. If you remember, Nikola got we zoom out, we could kind of look at it when it first went public. It shot up around $90 at its very peaks, and then it came all the way down. So right now we're looking at a $7.30 Nikola stock. This is a company that has hydrogen vehicles as opposed to EV vehicles. Very short, probably still all the people that are holding from way back when. I am part of that, unfortunately. So I'm holding major bags on Nikola. I just kind of keep it in my brokerage as a reminder to never buy the hype. Be careful when you buy. So Nikola is another one. The next one up here, very similar to RIDE, is actually linked to RIDE, is Workhorse. So if you guys remember, Workhorse was way back when a hot stock when people thought they was going to get a contract with the USPS, shot up, consistently too. As we were waiting for an announcement, finally it was announced that they did not get the contract, so the stock plummeted and continued to fall until where we are today. So back from highs of 42, now we're looking at a $2 workhorse stock, way beaten down. The only problem with Workhorse and Nikola and Lordstown is the fundamentals really haven't changed. You know, they're still beaten down. There's no real good news. There's no contract. There's no movement. So, yes, they could potentially go for a short squeeze, but that's only if there are fundamentals behind it. Next one up here is BBBY. You guys know what that is, Bed Bath & Beyond. This was part of the whole short squeeze meme stock era where GameStop was involved. So this continues to be a very highly shorted stock. 29% of the shares are short. I should have mentioned that for the other one. So Lordstown was 25%, Nikola was 27%, Workhorse was 27%. So that means that basically 29% of the available stock in BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond, is short. Again, there's really not a lot of fundamentals to warrant a short squeeze, but nonetheless, it is very short. So, next stock up here is Lemonade. They're an insurance company, high growth company, and again, beaten down way under the moving average, low in the RSI as many other stocks are, but 35% of their shares are short. So, again, this is a very crazy stock, could potentially run back up to its highs, but it would need the fundamentals behind it. So, next one up here is SDC. Smile Direct Club, Jeremy, one of his personal favorites. 30% of the shares in this stock are shorted. Under the moving average, falling down below, looks to be kind of coming back up a bit as far as the RSI is concerned, but none of the fundamentals have really changed for this company as well that I'm aware of. I don't track it as diligently as some other people. Next stock up is Corsair Gaming. This is one that I kind of follow. It's just been completely beaten down, very shorted. There's days when the whole market's up and Corsair's down. It just always seems to be going down, right? So it hasn't seen the moving average since way back here in June of last year. We're getting close to earnings, so hopefully that could send it up, but it doesn't really look like it. There's a lot of momentum moving down. So this is a 30% of the shares are shorted as well. Next stock up is Ttcf, Tattoo Chef. This is one that I do watch, and again, very similar to Corsair. It's been beaten down. There's been spikes where it seems to come back alive, but this is a retail stock and a growth stock, and most of those companies have just been getting decimated lately. So 32% of its shares are short, and it's in a very good position if you're looking for a long-term hold on the RSI. This is just another one to keep in mind. This could potentially run as retail gets back into the market after the overall sell-off. Next one's Evgo. I don't really cover this stock, but it is a charging company for electric vehicles. 34% of its stock is shorted. You can see overall downtrend. There are interesting spikes that come up here, but it seems to be in an overall downward trending motion. So that's Evgo. Next one up, this is a personal favorite of mine. I own way too many shares of this stock at the time of this recording. 37% of its shares are short. Overall, it's been a tough ride for Beyond Meat owners. You can see very volatile stock. I bought back here when it was starting to go up, and it just fell off a cliff. And the fundamentals on this one are very interesting because they do keep getting better, but the stock keeps going down. So that's very interesting, right? They have agreements with KFC, McDonald's, Taco Bell, and the stock just continues to get murdered. Very low in the RSI, under the moving average, hopefully as retail comes back in, they will start to bring the stock back to life. Last company up here is BLNK Blink Charging. They do charging for EV vehicles, or EV is electronic vehicles. But anyway, so kind of sideways movement. Lately it's been beaten down. It's at a low since, we haven't seen these prices since December of last year. RSI is looking very, very oversold, and 39% of its shares are short. So these are just the stocks that I'm looking at, guys. Let me know if there's any other short stocks that you guys are looking at, what your thoughts on a potential short squeeze are. Let me know any other videos that you want me to make, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.